Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Azi here. Welcome to the More Than a Pretty Face podcast. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Lacie and I are here again to bring you some hair, skin, and nail content. I'm not sure what's on the agenda today.
Close.
I just answer the questions.
She just shows up.
Just show up. Hopefully without lipstick on my teeth.
Yes.
Because usually it's not like she would actually tell me that I have lipstick on my teeth.
I was waiting to tell you on camera.
Well, that would be too late.
How are you?
Good. So what's new? Do you have a beauty, a blemish? I feel like
I have the best beauty ever.
You always say that.
No, this time it
beauty
really
ever.
is my best beauty ever.
Really?
Yes. So the other day, my husband told me that he was going to interview Gerard Butler.
Oh.
About his upcoming movie.
Oh, you like him.
I'm not blushing at all, I swear.
Kind of hot. Okay.
So even though it was just a Zoom meeting or whatever, it was a virtual interview. My husband told him how big of a fan I am and all the movies that I love. And he just smiled and chuckled like, oh. I told everyone in
Gerard.
the office. I said, you guys, the thought of me made Gerard Butler blush.
Oh.
I know, you guys. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. You should have told him he needs to come in for a skin check.
I didn't get to speak to him.
Oh. Well,
But that made my whole year.
Oh, he's cute. He's
Still
really
blushing.
handsome. He's kind of like that rugged handsome.
Yes. Only the rugged handsome.
Only the rugged handsome.
But blemishes. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, birds out here are kind of ruthless.
Birds?
The birds by
No,
the
the birds
beach.
are fine. The seagulls.
Oh, well, they fall into that category.
Yeah, I guess
And
it's a
that's
type of
exactly
bird.
what I'm going to tell you about.
Oh.
Those damn seagulls. We were at the beach and Remy was eating her chips and this bird flew in. I was terrified. I thought they were
They could
going
be kinda
for my
big.
daughter.
Yeah.
And he went for her food, snatched it right out of her hand. She
did
started
cry?
crying.
Well, it's good that she didn't get
Attacked?
yeah, because they can actually they have really sharp beaks, and I've seen or I've heard of people get kind of cut on their face or their fingers.
Was
So you have to
terrified.
be really careful.
It was almost her size.
They're very aggressive.
Who's gonna take her away?
Yeah, they can really grab your bag, and they could just take a whole pizza box.
I know, it's insane.
It's insane.
I don't know. They're scary.
Well, my daughter, when she was really little, she would chase them.
Yeah,
So
it's fun
she would,
to torment them,
yeah.
not when they do it to us.
Got to tell Remy to be
More
a little
aggressive.
meaner.
Anyways, how's your beauty and blemish?
My
Got
beauty,
anything for us?
I don't have anything that exciting like Gerard Butler. I didn't
my
talk to Gerard Butler, I would say. I mean, I wish I had a Brad Pitt story.
Ooh.
Other than his skincare line doesn't have a sunscreen.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a skincare line.
Pretty much every celebrity, it's just so many skincare lines now. But he has one from the grapes of his vineyard. That's the the story.
That's cute.
But anyway, stop talking about Brad Pitt, and we're gonna move on to my blemish, which is I was supposed to have a photo shoot this morning, and so I was up early. I got all my stuff ready, and it was canceled.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were running late. It's
been put off and off and off. So, I got to do it another time. So that's kind of a bummer because I always, I'm not those photo shoots, I swear, I'd rather see 50 patients than do a photo shoot.
Yeah, it's stressful.
They are so hard for me. I'm like, how do I pose? What do I do? How do I stand? I always feel so awkward. But this photographer I work with, Becca Batista, She's amazing.
She's amazing.
I honestly cannot do a photo shoot without her because she like really helps me out. So that's that. And then I guess my beauty is I saw one of my resurfacing patients back this week, actually yesterday.
It's the best feeling.
And she looks so good. Her skin is so smooth and so just radiant. And she is really special to me because she's been my patient for so long. And I did a resurfacing on her, I want to say 10 years ago. And her before and afters were amazing then. And I'm so grateful to her because she lets me post her pictures online, which I know is hard for people to do, especially, you know, given the large platforms. But I always do appreciate when patients do allow me to do that. But not that you have to feel like you have to let me. But
it'd be nice.
It would be nice. She brought me this big loaf of sourdough bread, and it was so cute. She wrapped it up in this little blanket with like hearts. I was like, oh, she made my day. I mean, just seeing her back and like, you know, really, for me, it's like the transformations. That's kind of like what I live for. I'm a transformation junkie, if you will.
Yes.
I love seeing my patients back after they've had a big procedure like that and seeing that they're happy and the results are great. It's always makes my day, makes my week. So
it's the best feeling ever.
Yeah. So that would be my beauty. And so what are we getting into? Last week we talked about nails.
And this week I thought it was only fitting to talk about hair because of all the baby hairs sticking up on my head right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions and videos and content going around about hair, particularly rosemary oil was trending a while back. And I know I did a video and it was like people were really interested.
Yeah. But before we get started, you guys don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. And make sure you follow us on More Than a Pretty Face podcast Instagram.
Yes, we do a lot of skincare giveaways on that Instagram page. So if you're not following, you're missing out.
You are missing out.
Plus, you get to know what all the episodes are about when they come out. So don't forget to also share this with a friend who might also be interested, who listens to podcasts. And if you are on YouTube, we also air this on YouTube. So comment below. Let me know if you guys have any questions for a future episode. Your support and listenership really means a lot to us, and it's what keeps the podcast going.
Yes.
And we love to hear from you, and we so appreciate your support.
All right, you guys.
So
let's talk.
Let's do it.
Trending
on TikTok.
Rosemary oil, right?
Yes. So rosemary oil, there's actually some really good science behind that, in that it's been shown in a head-to-head trial with minoxidil, which we know we have so much evidence on minoxidil, which is Rogaine, that can stimulate hair follicles and it can grow a lot of hair. But rosemary oil was compared to minoxidil, and a lot of the subjects experienced similar results in the rosemary oil group when compared to those that were using minoxidil, 2% though. So, that's a good study, good support for that. I think not only could it potentially stimulate hair follicles, but it also, I think, helps with hair breakage and strength by just hydrating the hair, coating the hair to reduce the breakage of the hair. And although I want to say, we really need more science behind it, but somebody who wants a natural alternative to minoxidil, I think it's a great option.
So anyone can use it. It's just, I know with minoxidil, some of our patients do get like irritation. Is rosemary oil safe for everyone?
So that's a good question. It is natural. Now, rosemary oil is an essential oil, which means it's very powerful. I think if you're going to apply it directly to the skin of the scalp, you really need to dilute it down with a carrier oil, or you can put it in your shampoo and then apply it. That's another way to use it. But sometimes when you're applying the raw oil directly to the scalp, you can get rashes and things. Also, oils in general are not great for people who have dry, flaky scalp like dandruff or irritation like seborrheic dermatitis, it tends to feed the yeast that are responsible for dandruff. A lot of people think, dandruff is dry scalp, right? And so I need to add oil. Wrong.
Not the case.
Dandruff is due to buildup of oil and yeast. The yeast, Malassezia, they feed on these oils, they break them down, and in some people, that breakdown product causes a lot of inflammation. So irritation, which is seen in the skin as flaking and, high cell turnover. So I have a whole YouTube video on flaky scalp and dandruff. So check it out.
I love when you get all scientific.
Yeah.
And you tell us, the proper terms of things.
Such a science junkie.
It just shows how passionate you are. I love it.
The things that I, get excited about. So maybe if you have that, I would stay away from it. If you have sensitive skin, it could certainly cause some irritation.
Now, I know that I grew up always hearing about castor oil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is that like comparable to rosemary oil? Is that why people do it? I thought it was like to help with the hair growth and damage.
Well, if you think about it, like if your hair strand, if you can coat the hair strand and protect it, right? And that's what oils do. They sort of seal it and they protect it, they hydrate it, and they make it stronger. So it's less likely to break. And that's how castor oil is seen in the way I look at it is it's sort of protective of the strand. There's been really not a lot of evidence that it grows hair. There's that one study on rosemary oil. But again, with these oils, we really need more studies. I mean, if you look at the studies on minoxidil and Rogaine, there's far more evidence. So it depends on how you look at it. I think it doesn't hurt to use castor oil. If you have dandruff, it might be an issue. But it certainly doesn't hurt to use it. But if you're experiencing hair loss, I always say this, it's so complex, so important to see your doctor, because it could be that your vitamin D levels are low. It could be that your iron is low. You could have a thyroid problem. There's so many things that can cause hair loss that are from within. So that's why hair loss is really a medical condition, and it's sometimes not anything you're doing wrong or right. You should get evaluated.
I remember when I first heard about castor oil and I tried it. And I could not get the oil out of my hair. Yeah. So I swear I felt like for a week I just had greaseball hair.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how people do it.
Well, people use them on their eyebrows, their eyelashes, and it's always trending on TikTok, here and there, where it just, everybody's using it because they're saying it grows their lashes and so forth. Again, it probably does coat the lashes and so helps nourish and protect them. And it's not as sensitizing as rosemary oil. So you could just apply it as the raw oil.
Well, speaking of washing, does water differences affect your hair? Like hard water versus soft water?
That's a very good question.
The smelly sulfur water versus non-smelly?
Yeah. They have those sulfur springs, that you go to because there's so many benefits with smelly sulfur, which is found in the detox mask.
Yes.
But without the stench or the smell.
Correct. Yes.
That's a good question. Hard water is harder on your hair because it has to pass through all the soils and it absorbs all these minerals. So it's really rich in minerals like chloride and calcium, magnesium. Well, the problem is when those mineral contents are so high, it's kind of like going to the ocean. You go for a swim, you come out and your hair is kind of hard, like crunchy almost. And so what it does is it penetrates the hair strand and it can dehydrate the hair.
Oh no.
And it can also cause buildup because the minerals kind of start building up on the hair, right? So almost form a cast around the hair, and it doesn't allow, the hair strands to get clean, I guess, or and it doesn't allow the hair strands to stay hydrated because they lose a lot of water. So that is the downside to really hard water, and it really varies.
What can someone do if they have dehydrated hair? Like, what if they can't change
So castor oil, just don't use a lot of it. So yeah, it really depends on where you live. Have you heard like some people say, well, the water in, I don't know, New York is really good, or I don't know. Some areas of the country has better water than others because they have just enough of the minerals, but maybe not too much of the mineral. So it depends on where you live. But because of that buildup, the residue, sometimes using a clarifying shampoo helps.
Okay.
Because it kind of helps clarify the hair of all the minerals. Okay. But you have to be careful because that also means that with hard water, you're going to use more shampoo and you're going to use clarifying shampoo, which tends to have higher levels of surfactants. And that in itself can dry out your hair. And especially if you have color treated hair, it can wear out your color more if you are using a clarifying shampoo. So one thing that, you could do is buy one of those water softeners that catch some of the minerals, and you could just attach it to your shower head. It's probably not as effective or as powerful as like a full blown, water softener for your house or your apartment, but at least it's something you can put on your shower head or your sink. So you end up using less shampoo because you might notice you don't get as much lather with the same amount of shampoo.
Got it.
When you have hard water.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I have hard water, so thankfully, because I do everything else to damage my hair.
Yeah, I don't know what San Diego's is. You can probably find out. I think there are these kits you can buy that you can test to see how hard or soft your water is. And, also I have to say, it really depends on your hair type. If you have very porous hair, then you're probably going to notice more damage or more effects from hard water. If you have like frizzy hair, dry hair, color treated hair, those types of hairs are going to be a little weaker, and the minerals are going to have a greater effect on that type of hair than other types of hair. So it just really depends.
Interesting. I love
on
this.
Your hair type. Yeah. Hi guys, it's Dr. Azi here. Love is in the air. Whether you're coupled or not, this Valentine's is the perfect time to give your skin the extra love and care it deserves. So I've got you covered with the Self-Love Bundle that comes with a limited edition leather bag, a pure silk sleep mask, along with a detox face mask and brush. Relieve stress, clear your complexion with detox, formulated with medicated sulfur to treat breakouts, kaolin clay, and charcoal to remove oil and impurities. I personally love doing this mask once a week. I paint it on with a brush, which is very satisfying. I meditate for 10 minutes while it dries and wash it off in the shower. So go check out the Self-Love Bundle at AziMDSkincare.com. That's AziMD Skincare.com. Self-care is the best form of self-love.
Okay, now I want to talk about something I saw on TikTok.
Yeah?
Because apparently that's where I get all my information.
Uh-oh. This is going to be good. When it's a viral TikTok trend, it's good.
And maybe, I know I can't be the only one that's seen this, but a strainer as a diffuser.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Where people take a
pasta strainer or like a strainer.
Yeah, where do people come up with this?
I don't understand.
And they're like, oh, it works better than a diffuser. Yeah, so the goal in life to go viral on TikTok for something, I guess, huh?
Or not.
Or not. I don't think that's a good idea because, first of all, how do you even dry the root of the hair with a strainer over your head? Also, strainers are mostly metal, right?
Well, yeah.
I think of a strainer that's metal, and that could get hot pretty quickly. And, diffusers are created and developed, they're tested over and over again to see if it works, if they're safe, they're regulated. You're just taking a kitchen strainer and filming yourself on TikTok. I don't know. I would say that is not derm approved. That heat could possibly damage and break the hairs. there's a lot that could go wrong. Diffusers a lot of times come with your blow dryer, don't they?
I thought so.
I thought like blow dryers
least
just
nowadays.
came with like a couple of different heads.
Yeah.
So I think very affordable to just, use that rather than a hair strainer.
Yeah.
But we have a video for you guys to watch. If you guys are listening to our podcast, check out our YouTube. It's Skin by Dr. Azi. We do publish these online. So if you guys want to see some of these crazy videos, we can post them. So yeah, what else have you been watching on TikTok?
Oh my goodness. Well, Remy has me in a lot of dancing videos because she likes to scroll on it. Only when she's having a tantrum at a restaurant that I allow her to do that. But a lot of Miss Rachel. For those of you that have toddlers, she's amazing.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of Miss Rachel.
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah, I can see how our For You pages probably don't cross over. I'm watching like, what are some other ones that you see with the hair? Every time I see one of those Dyson Air Wraps, I really want one.
I cringe.
They're so expensive.
Yeah, but I cringe.
You don't like them?
I get scared that it's just going to get wrapped
tangled,
up and never come out.
They have the curling irons too that can curl your hair for you. Mm-hmm. I had one and I can't believe I lost it on my summer trip. My summer trip was like the trip from hell.
I can believe it.
And I'm so sad because I am terrible at doing my hair. Like I could not curl my hair for the life of me. But that automatic curler worked really well for me. I really liked it. Yeah, it was really easy, but I haven't replaced it since.
Well, I was traumatized as a child with the do-it-yourselves curlers.
Oh.
And you just roll and then like...
Oh, yeah, those. Yeah, you sleep in them?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now have you seen they have the sock? That old sock thing is going back.
I would way try that.
My teenage daughter does that.
Does she love it?
It actually looks really good. It's a heatless, so she just does it when the hair is wet. It used to be done with a sock, right?
Yes.
Do you know you explain it? I don't know exactly how it happens.
I
but
don't
know
how it happens. It's something like they just wrap their hair up.
All right, we're going to show a video. I'm going to pull a video.
And it looks amazing. Well, our front desk, Casey, she literally just does 2 braids in her hair at bedtime and she wakes up with those curls.
Yeah, that's another option.
Her curls were amazing.
Yeah, anytime you can reduce heat on your hair, it's derm approved because heat is really damaging for the hairs. It creates the bubbles in the keratin that then cause it to snap and break. And a lot of people ask me, what do I think about keratin treatments for the hair? Right? Yeah. I really like it because it cuts down on your heat exposure, because when you have your hair keratinized, or the keratin treatments they do, that takes the frizz out and it dries really fast. So I kind of favor those treatments because it saves time and heat exposure.
Yeah. That's to straighten your hair.
Yeah. And then a lot of people also ask about shampoos and what shampoos help grow your hair. Well, shampoos don't technically cause hair to grow, because anything that grows your hair has to get to the hair root. And in order for it to get to the hair root, you have to leave it on your scalp for a period of time. I would say at least 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm not a huge believer of, shampoos, being a good hair stimulator, but they're certainly supportive. Like I know Keratin has a biotin shampoo, and it has some other things in it like rosemary oil and other nourishing ingredients that is gentle and supportive of hair. But the only thing that really has been proven to grow hair is minoxidil. Yeah. Even like, vitamins, and people ask me about Vegamort, and all of that is safe, and you can, take it. It's not going to hurt, and it will support the hair follicles, but not stimulate them. So I always like to, categorize, is this a hair stimulator or a hair supporter? There is some good data though about, have you seen those hair caps?
Yes.
Yeah. So they have the hair caps, right? They have the LED, the low level,
which helps Stimulate, right?
Stimulate. So that actually has some science behind it. I would say about 10% stimulation to help at least maintain the hairs. And you have to do it, they have the combs and they have the caps. If you have, for women, the caps might be a little bit harder because it's hard to expose your scalp. So they have the combs. You have to do it 3 times a week, 20 minutes at a time. But the caps are really easy because you just put it on.
But it's not a standalone.
Yeah, again, if you're experiencing hair loss, a lot of times we use different modalities, whether it's PRP, along with medical therapy, along with vitamins, along with, this low level light hair stimulation, which is what the caps are based off of. So usually it's kind of a multifactorial. But I will say this, if you're experiencing hair loss, treat it early.
Yes.
Because once those hairs are gone, you may not be able to bring them back.
Yeah.
I look at, for example, my husband, who looks like he's got a lot of hair, but he's been on, hair treatments for decades. But if he wasn't on it, he'd probably be like his father, just completely bald, at the top, just because those hairs genetically, they're programmed to shrink and shrink and shrink over time. And eventually they'll go away. Once they go away, the only thing you can do is a transplant, a hair transplant.
I tried to get my husband to start Hair Restore.
Yes,
a couple years
our
ago.
Hair Restore. I mean, I see that some of those results, people come back like 6 months later, and it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Because hair loss is so distressing. I think, especially for women, it could have such a huge psychological impact that. A lot of times people don't realize there are great treatments. It takes time, though. It takes, 3 to 6 months at least on committed, therapies. And we love the PRP in our office too.
Yeah, it's a great treatment option.
Yeah.
But patience, oh my gosh, I can't stress that enough. You guys, patience really takes a while, and you have to be patient and committed to see the results.
Yeah. So PRP has a lot of growth factors, and the way that works is it helps extend the amount of time your hair stays in the growing cycle, because hair has 3 cycles, right? So it has a growing cycle, which is anagen. It has a resting cycle, and then a falling out cycle. So what it does is it keeps more hairs in the growing cycle. And so it does really work, but a lot of times I don't just do it on its own. I like to combine it again with medical therapy, need an evaluation, and all of those things. So exciting stuff. I'm so glad we live in an era where we have products like Hair Restore and PRP and Botox,
and
of all the years you could be alive. Soft water. It's a good time to be alive, you guys.
It's a great time.
All about gratitude. All right, guys, this was really fun. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. You guys are the reason we keep doing this. And share this with a friend who might be interested. If you are listening, take a screenshot, share it to your stories, and tag me at Skin by Dr. Azi or at More Than a Pretty Face podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.